Hi, welcome back to the Grow Old Disgracefully blog. Today we're talking about abuse, physical, sexual, mental abuse. It can happen to anybody of any age or any sex, men, women, children, and it has happened to me. In my instance, it happened to me from an ex-partner who was an alcoholic. He drank, he took drugs, he had anger management issues, he used to get very frustrated. He lost both his parents the year before. The trouble started to get very bad, and he'd been abused himself as a young adult. But that's no excuse, is it? It's no excuse at all. A person shouldn't live in fear. And for quite a long time I did, and I didn't admit it to anybody, and I hid things, I told white lies, I put myself in dangerous situations, and it was totally unnecessary. If I just opened up and told someone, I felt like it was my fault, because that person would get drunk and say things to me that were very illogical, but after they say it over and over again, you think to yourself, well, actually, maybe that's true. Maybe I am a bad person. Maybe I should let him drink in my house and I shouldn't make a fuss. Maybe I am abnormal. And he would suppress me. I'm a very outgoing person, very happy. And yeah, he just crushed me over time. So the experience that I had that was really bad, that actually did save my life, that experience put my life in danger, but I had to go through that to accept that I could no longer save or help this person, even though I convinced myself that I could. So this person had to move out of the property he was staying in. So I said he could stay at my house for a little while, but the rules were no drink. If you come back drunk, you can't stay over. So one night he came back, my children were asleep upstairs. I said to him he couldn't come in the house because he was knocking on the door and I knew he was drunk. He persisted, shouted, knocked. It got too much that my neighbours would have intervened, or my children would have come downstairs to find out what was going on, and I dreaded to think what he would have done. So stupidly I unlocked the back door. Just as I unlocked it, I thought, no, this is the wrong thing to do, but it was too late. He pushed himself in, he threw me across the floor, I got a nice set of carpet burns, and then he continued to say nasty things and treat me inappropriately, and bruised me and marked me. And I tried everything I could to fight back. Initially I was in shock, so I didn't defend myself. I thought, oh, this will stop in a minute. And then I knew it was getting totally out of hand, but no matter what you try, punching men in their private parts, poking them in the eye, pushing them away. When a man's 6 foot, he's drunk, he's 14 stone, he's a bodybuilder, you just don't stand a chance. So my last resort, talking. I'm quite good at that. He had lost his parents. He was very traumatised by that, and the only thing I could think of as he lifted his fist to punch me in the face when he had me held down on the settee was I just said to him, your mum would be totally ashamed of what you're doing now. You need to stop this. And he did. He broke down. He went to the toilet. When he went into the toilet, I ran upstairs, got the house phone and rang the police, told them I had children in the house. And there's a police station 5 minutes down the road, and literally within minutes they were here. In the meantime, before they got here, the man had come out of my toilet. I took him upstairs, put him into bed, shut the door. I then got my children, took them downstairs, put them in the lounge and explained to them that my partner was very poorly and that if they heard sirens, it was an ambulance coming to take him to hospital. They were very good. I said to them, you need to stay in here and not open the door. Obviously I was extremely scared, but I just went into automatic pilot. I knew what I needed to do. The police were at the front door, 2 policemen and a policewoman. She came into the lounge with me. Once I'd taken the children upstairs, I managed to ask the police people to wait out of the way, took the kids back upstairs, put them to bed, and said the ambulance people were here and they were taking that person away. The police dealt with it really well. The woman dealt with me. The 2 men removed the man from my house. Did a statement. The next day, the man, he admitted that he most probably had done what I'd said. Even though he was drunk, he knew in the past what he'd done to me. And he said that I wouldn't lie. So social services rang me up and said, you know, they're concerned about my children. Obviously they'll leave them with me, but they would have to ring and check everything was okay. And they suggested that I had nothing more to do with that man. Of course, I was convinced that with this big shock, it might turn him around and he'll be okay. He moved far, far away. And one time I went to visit him because we were getting on really well. And I thought, you know, things might be okay. I'll get him therapy. And he'd been talking to people. Turned up and he was drunk, very drunk. Here's a good tip: never try to take alcohol off an alcoholic. Makes them very angry. So he lost his temper with me, and he decided to put himself to bed, and that was it. To this day, I've not seen him since because I knew I couldn't trust him. You know, he put my children in danger. Yes, admittedly, it was my own fault for opening the door. I wish I'd told somebody. I wish I'd reported him before. I wish I hadn't told little white lies, but it's in the past now and I need to let it go. But you need to know, if you are being abused, you shouldn't live in fear and you need to get help. Call the police, go to social services, Citizen Advice Bureau, the Samaritans, go to your family and friends, tell them, because they can help you. So please don't suffer in silence and do what I did. I was silly. And most probably it could have been prevented if I was just honest and didn't feel so embarrassed. Anyway, a little bit of an awkward conversation and a sad subject, but it had to be covered. So look after yourself, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.